Hello, and welcome to another episode of What the Folk. Rounding off our Giants month, I'll be reading a Greek myth. I'm reading from the Robert Graves collection of the Greek myths. Once again, the Folio Society edition, because I am the fancy man. The myth I'm reading today is The Giants' Revolt. Now, in the chronology presented by Graves, this is after the Giants have defeated the Titans, but some of the Titans are still alive. This also seems to be a slightly cut down version, slightly abridged version, I should say, because other accounts I've read on, including what appears to be the origin of the tale by Apollodorus of Athens, the 2nd century mythographer and historian, includes various passages and characters who don't appear in this version, though I think they're somewhat unnecessary to the story. It adds different themes, which I think complicate the tale slightly. There's an interesting postscript to this text. It compares this myth to the battle of the old and new gods from Babylonian myth, comparing Heracles to Marduk and Alcinous to Tiamat, which I find quite interesting. And then there's some interesting comparisons to the idea that the point of this myth was to illustrate how you should invoke Heracles to fight off bad dreams. Because there's some allusion in the names that they're to do with dreams. Anyway, right, let us begin. I hope you're all sitting comfortably. The Giants' Revolt. Enraged because Zeus had confined their brothers, the Titans, in Tartarus, certain tall and terrible giants, with long locks and beards and serpent tails for feet, plotted an assault on heaven. They had been born from the Mother Earth at Thracian Phlegra, 24 in number. Without warning they seized rocks and firebrands and hurled them upwards from their mountain tops, so that the Olympians were hard-pressed. Hera prophesied gloomily that the giants would never be killed by any god, but only a single lion-skinned mortal, and that even he could do nothing unless the enemy were anticipated in their search for a certain herb of invulnerability, which grew in a secret place on earth. Zeus at once took counsel from Athena to warn Heracles, to whom Hera was evidently referring, exactly how matters stood, and forbade Eros, Selene, and Helios to shine for a while. Under the feeble light of the stars, Zeus groped around on earth in the region to which Athena directed him, found the herb, and brought it safely to heaven. The Olympians could now join in battle with the giants. Heracles let loose his first arrow against Alcinous, the enemy leader. He fell to the ground but sprang up again, revived, because he was on his native soil of Phlegra. "Quick, noble Hercules!" cried Athena. "Drag him away to another country!" Hercules caught Alcinous up on his shoulders and dragged him over the Thracian border, where he dispatched him with a club. Then Porphyrion leapt into heaven from the great pyramid of rocks which the giants had piled up. None of the gods stood his ground. Only Athena adopted a posture of defence. Rushing by her, Porphyrion made for Hera, whom he tried to strangle, but, wounded in the liver by an untimely arrow from Eros's bow, he turned from anger to lust, and ripped off Hera's glorious robe. Zeus, seeing that his wife was about to be outraged, ran forward with jealous wrath, and felled Porphyrion with a thunderbolt. Up he sprang again. Heracles, returning to Phlegra in the nick of time, mortally wounded him with an arrow. Meanwhile, Iphialtes had engaged Ares, and had beaten him to his knees. However, Apollo shot the wretch in the left eye and called to Heracles, whom at once planted another arrow in the right. Thus died Iphialtes. Now, wherever a god wounded a giant, as when Dionysus felled Ichirus with his thyrus, or when Hecate singed Clytes with her torches, or when Hephaestus scalded Minmus with a ladle of red-hot metal, or Athena crushed the lustful Phallus with a stone, it was Heracles who had to deal the death blow. The peace-loving goddesses Hestia and Demeter took no part in the conflict, but stood dismayed, wringing their hands. The Fates, however, swung brazen pestles to good effect. Discouraged, the remaining giants fled back to earth, pursued by the Olympians. Athena threw a vast missile at Enceladus, which crushed him flat and became the island of Sicily. And Poseidon broke off part of Kos with his trident and threw it at Prolybutes, this becoming the nearby island of Nisros, beneath which he lies buried. The remaining giants made a last stand at Bathos, near Arcadian Trapedesus, where the ground still burns, and giant bones are sometimes turned up by ploughmen. Hermes, borrowing Hades' helmet of invisibility, struck down Hippolytus, and Artemis, piercing Grecian with an arrow, while the Fates' pestles broke the heads of Argis and Theos. Ares with his spear, and Zeus with his thunderbolt now accounted for the rest, though Heracles was called upon to dispatch each giant as he fell. But some say the battle took place on the Phlegon field near Cume in Italy. Silenus, the earthborn satyr, claims to have taken part in this battle at the side of his pupil Dionysus, killing Enceladus and spreading panic among the giants by the braying of his old pack-ass. But Silenus is usually drunken and cannot distinguish truth from falsehood. And thus ends Giant Month. I hope you enjoyed that tale and the others we've told this month. Next month I believe we're doing Fairy Folk. So, see you next time.